So it was rumored that Nintendo would be releasing a brand new trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition this week, hot on the heels of all the different Nintendo Switch 2 rumors and leaks and all sorts of stuff. And bam, here you go. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. The year is 2054 trailer. We've got not only this trailer to go over, but a bunch of new information on the game that you guys are absolutely going to want to hear. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition is going to be awesome based off of what I've read so far, the little bit that I've read, and we're going to check out this new trailer, my first reaction to it, plus go over this information. I'm actually super hyped. So let's go ahead and jump into this trailer. Then we'll get into the brand new information on the game when it comes to release timing, extra little things Nintendo's adding in, and other stuff. So let's go ahead and jump right into this reaction. Ooh.
Those of us who escaped on the White Whale spent over 2 years wandering in space.
On the Theme X, you gotta love it.
Or that the decision would eventually be made for us. The ship had taken way too much damage to survive entering the atmosphere intact. We had no choice. We channeled all the power we had left to soft land the habitat.
A little extra backstory.
The White Whale was designed to carry an exceedingly large number of passengers, all of them held in stasis. All housed in a unit called the Lifehold. But the vast majority were in the Lifehold. In the Lifehold.
The raw gameplay?
With any luck, they're all still there, in stasis, waiting to be rescued. What we don't know is exactly where all the pieces landed. Not very comforting, I know.
Oh, the scale! Look at that! Okay, first look. The non-dual screen without the Wii U gamepad. Okay, the upgraded UI.
Another day, another step. Slowly but surely, we're building a sustainable future for ourselves on this planet.
Bigger text as well.
Remember, the clock is always ticking. We have to find that unit before it's too late.
All the scales. Woo! The draw distance and the scope is just crazy. Okay, first look at the combat. Revamped UI. Bigger text on the left and the right and the bottom. Woo! I like that.
Need a little extra help? Give me a call. I happen to be a pretty competent pilot.
Oh,
that
whoa.
might be a skill you're in the market for.
Whoa, that's a new one, I think. Whoa, they're adding. Oh, they're adding. Oh yeah.
Marcus, run!
You must be purged. This is our calling as Ganglion, the cause of the righteous.
Son, is it possible this is their native planet?
Troops, a trying battle awaits us, but we must repel the coming invasion, no matter what the cost. We're counting on you.
The hostile forces have crossed the perimeter. They've entered enemy airspace.
You're right to be afraid, little girl.
We need that Lifehold unit, no matter what the cost.
Oh, looks so good. Love it.
We
Love
came
it.
here to ensure the survival of the human race. The will to live is stronger than the will to destroy, Luxar. Let's go!
Almost looking awesome. Looking so good. Revamped faces. Okay.
People still need me. Humanity still needs me.
What? Who is that though?
Skill.
You're still alive?
This Skell was always leading the way,
Whole new area.
leading us where we're needed.
Here's the extra new content. There's the extra new content as well to wrap it up. Oh, they didn't go in all the way though. They didn't go in all the way. They just kind of teased a little bit. Okay, so a lot of stuff to go over. Obviously, you can go and break down all the little different things, but the big thing that I noticed, at least one of the huge things that I thought that was awesome with that trailer, is that you can clearly tell, one, they've definitely added in some new content. Obviously, the graphics look better. Looks like the frame rate is pretty much stable right there. It looks clean, the resolution looks good, the scale, the distance, all that, but I love the revamp of the UI. One of the biggest problems with Xenoblade Chronicles X originally, the text was tiny. It was really thin fonts and everything. So they're a lot chunkier, a lot nicer. They've revamped the UI. It looks super clean. So very good about that. And it looks like they've added in some extra scale content and stuff too. Now they're not saying everything here, but we are going to go over some other information overall. So we are going to go over some other information because Nintendo has detailed more about the game. So over on Gematsu, they talk about the year of 2054 trailer that Nintendo put out. We've got some more details that we are going to go over. So originally available on the Wii U system, this definitive version of the game comes to the Nintendo Switch system with enhanced visuals, added story elements, new characters, new scale mechs to unlock, and more. So there you go, got the confirmation on the new scales and new characters, new story elements. Very good. The year is 2054. Earth has been destroyed by an intergalactic war between two alien races, and humanity is on the brink of annihilation. A small number of survivors aboard the USS White Whale crash land on a vast and untamed planet Mira. Now it falls to you, as a member of the new Los Angeles Colony's Blade organization, to help bring humanity back from the edge of extinction. Mira is a sprawling alien world filled with vast oceans, expansive grassy plains, towering mountain ranges, exotic jungles, and more, each with their own secrets to discover and threats to face. Move seamlessly around the surface of the planet and explore many huge areas. Watch their ecosystems come to life and encounter a range of unfamiliar gargantuan beasts that can be battled to gain valuable resources. Once you have proven yourself the Blade, you can even unlock your own Skell, a powerful exoskeleton that can fly, transform into a vehicle for fast overland travel, and wield immense strength in combat. Players who purchase the digital version of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition on the Nintendo eShop or My Nintendo Store before April 6th will receive the in-game exploration support pack. Additionally, players who purchase the physical or digital versions of the game from GameStop will receive the code for the pack, redeemable on the Nintendo eShop. Now, the exploration support pack contains the following bonus items: 100,000 credits, melee weapon Advanced Iron Knife, ranged weapon Advanced Storm Assault Rifle, survival armor series, survival goggles, survival bodywear, survival glove R, survival glove L, survival footwear. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition is due out for the Nintendo Switch on March 20th. So this is all super great information. Very cool to see this, and I'm very excited to see Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition in all of its glory with all of this. Now, we don't have a collector's edition. That was one of the things that people were really wanting there to be a collector's edition for this game. Unfortunately, there is no collector's edition, at least not right now, which I don't think they're going to. It's already into January. If they haven't announced the collector's edition, I don't think it's going to happen. So that's unfortunate. But when it comes to all the other stuff that we're going to be getting with this, when it comes to the new scales, the new story elements, they showed a little bit of it. Still didn't show the face of who that was and everything, but now they've shown a little bit more of it. The new area looks awesome. I think it's going to wrap up the cliffhanger ending, which is definitely good, because if you played the original, you know how the ending was not liked amongst Xenoblade Chronicles X fans. So I think that they're going to be fixing that. But I think that the enhancements and the tools that they've done in order to make this game even better, I can see this one actually getting a better score overall than the original did back in 2015 when it got, I think, like a low 80s, 83 or so. I can see this being bumped up a number of points. I can see more people potentially even buying it because it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch, where the Nintendo Switch has a much bigger install base than the Wii U. Now, what we do know, at least a little that we know, a little bit of the rumors and stuff, that the game sold right around 1 million units, maybe a bit under that. So I think that this game has the potential to sell well over 1 million units on the Nintendo Switch with its huge 150 million install base or so. So this is definitely a good thing, and it also brings it to where you can play every single Xenoblade Chronicles game on the Nintendo Switch. Having the whole series available is definitely a good thing, and a theme for the Nintendo Switch overall, because there's a number of titles that have the whole series available, like Bayonetta, for example. You can play all the different Bayonetta games on the Nintendo Switch. Same goes for Xenoblade Chronicles as well. No More Heroes, you can play the whole series of theirs, so it just adds to the list of where you can play everything overall. And this was just a great trailer. Very much looking forward to the game. Now, there's little things that you can go over too. There's a bunch of details that I'll definitely have to go over with the fine-tooth comb when it comes to how it looks and how it runs and all that different type of stuff, and more of the little things within each scene, the combat. But they've essentially taken the combat. They haven't really made any drastic, crazy changes to that. It is still gonna play very much like the original Xenoblade Chronicles X. This is something that people talked about. Could they make drastic changes to the combat and how it works? And I thought no, because it's a definitive edition. It's not a complete remake of the game. So they're definitely taking the game that we all know and love, and they're keeping that intact. But what they've done is that they've enhanced all this stuff around it when it comes to the UI and the fonts and the text and the things that was kind of tough to play back when it came out in 2015, or if you played it afterwards. They've actually enhanced that and made it so much better. Even the on-prompt, like with the health bars and with your character status screens. But I'm very interested in seeing some of the other stuff that was added in. For example, like the new scales, which they did show off one of those, and some of them actually, when it comes down to it. And they showed off, of course, new potential characters, or they talked about new potential characters to be able to use as well, because there are a lot of characters that you can swap in and out. Now, I'm wondering to see what they're going to do with some of the other new weapons and armor. I think that's going to be really cool too. They're doing this nice little bonus pack as well for players out there, so that's fun. And it's good that they offer it too for a physical edition, although it's only at GameStop for the physical edition, so I don't necessarily like that. I don't like going to GameStop to buy my games, but I will go to GameStop because I am going to buy a physical version of this game. But I'm also going to buy a digital version of the game too. I'm going to get a digital version of the game as well. So, I mean, there's that. But either way, I'm going to get the bonus pack. I don't need it. You know, all this weapon stuff is pretty low gear. It's pretty low, you know, for the beginning of the game. But the 100,000 credits is nice as well, because you're going to need those credits in order to really upgrade your skills and get the best type of weapons and armor and things like that. You're going to need to have a little bit of capital at first. Another thing that they showed off in the game, which I talked about in my reaction a little bit, is the mining and the Wii U gamepad stuff that now has been transferred over to single screen. So for those who don't know, you actually needed the Wii U gamepad to play this game to do some of those mining segments. And it was very unfortunate because it was kind of weird. Because if you were playing with a Pro Controller, because I played and beat Xenoblade Chronicles X with a Pro Controller, you had to use two controllers. So you had to use the Pro Controller and then use the Wii U gamepad. So you have to have it like propped up at some point, then switch over to the Wii U gamepad to use it that type of way, which could be kind of disjointing a little bit when you're playing, or if you're trying to play a certain type of way. And yeah, you have to all of a sudden use the Wii U gamepad. Now, if you're playing in like Wii U gamepad mode or whatever, I mean, it's better, I guess, for that. But if you were playing with the Pro Controller, it was difficult. So now they're actually doing it to where it's all going to be on one screen, which I said that multiple times when people were saying, oh, it's going to be hard to do something like that. I'm like, no, you can just make it a one screen type of thing. And that should have already been in the original. So people that are using a Pro Controller can play it no problem and not have to use two controllers. Tokyo Mirage Sessions on the Nintendo Wii U had the same issue, and they fixed that on the Nintendo Switch. They're fixing this one here as well, so that is awesome too. And I'm very much looking forward to playing this game in portable mode as well with the Nintendo Switch OLED. Now, another big thing that I want to address that people have talked about or asked me about is potentially a Nintendo Switch 2 version of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, getting this maybe at 60 frames per second instead of the 30, higher resolution, and I do think that is also possible. It's launching in March, so we don't know when Nintendo's going to announce this next Nintendo Switch system, but we know before the end of March, there'll be something major announced from it, but there is rumors that it's going to be released in April, and there will be an announcement this month. So it's going to be a pretty short lead up between the announcement of the system, the official announcement of the system, and the launch of it. So I do think that there could be some type of patch for Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch 2 to run and look better. So maybe that's going to be an advantage of, once again, having the backwards compatibility and having Nintendo go straight into one system to the next with a smooth transition overall. So there's still that possibility. I just don't know if they're going to do it. We also don't know how they're going to enhance backwards compatibility in terms of if you just put the cartridge in there or play the game off of your accounts, will it naturally enhance some things like we've seen with some of the stuff on PlayStation 4 or even with the Xbox Series? And I just don't know at this point. We have to wait and see exactly how Nintendo's going to handle that. There has been some rumors, though, that Nintendo will have a natural backwards compatible program that does upscale things. They might have some patches, probably some re-releases as well. So I'm guessing they'll handle it very much like Sony's handle it, where it's going to be a case-to-case basis. And that's also what the rumor says as well. But either way, I don't care if it's on the Nintendo Switch 1 or if it's on the Nintendo Switch 2 or whatever the case is. Like, I'm going to be playing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition because it looks great. It still even runs okay on the Wii U. You can go back and play that game. So it's going to be even better on the Nintendo Switch here. And from what they've done with the UI and the fonts and the new added content, and of course fixing the last part of the game or fixing the ending and having new story content, it's a must play on the Nintendo Switch. And now being able to play it anywhere that you want, not actually tethered to your Wii U gamepad near the system, because I did play it in portable mode a bit, but you know, there was just issues overall doing it that type of way. I could actually have a real portable version of Xenoblade Chronicles X that is awesome, and have it hybrid to where it can go to the TV as well. So you get the best of both when it really comes down to it, and that is awesome. That is definitely a good thing. So very hyped about Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. My reaction is complete excitement. Make sure you guys check out this game if you're into Xenoblade. You definitely want to buy this game if you've never had a Wii U or anything like that. Even if you've had the Wii U game, you probably want to check it out because, once again, this story content at the end is going to be good. And if you're someone new trying to get into Xenoblade for the first time, this is a great first place to start because this isn't connected to the other games directly like Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, and 3 plus Torna and Future Connected. It's not like that. It's a separate side type of thing, so you can play it individually as a standalone with some small little things here and there if you've played the Xenoblade games. But for the most part, this can be your first game and it can be just fine as that. And of course, if you like mechs or if you like Gundam or stuff like that, you might want to check this game out just because the mech design in here is crazy cool and they've got new stuff. So you're getting the best version of that. Plus, they didn't detail the online multiplayer too. There is online multiplayer and it's coming back, but they didn't talk about it here. So I think that they have another trailer where they're going to talk about the online multiplayer as well. And that could be revamped from what we got originally too. So there's a lot of excitement when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. But what are your thoughts on this overall when it comes to my reaction and of course the information that we've learned here about the game? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch RPG videos and more right here on screen. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.